All right, guys. '08 Chevy Equinox. We'll be doing a water pump. Show you how to do this water pump. Make sure you use an original pump. Okay. The pump is way down inside there. Not too bad to do. I'm going to set you up here. And basically, let me go through real quick what I'm going to do. I'm going to drain the water, the rest of the water, whatever's left in it, because most of it all drained out. Okay, so you heard a grinding noise, and then steaming and water everywhere. So, you're going to unplug this, take this off. We're going to take the cover off. We're going to undo the air cleaner, a couple of clips to do the air cleaner, 5/16 socket or a screwdriver to take that off. That comes off like that. You pull that. That's going to pull right off. Okay, that's no big deal. I'm going to stick that out of the way. Just be careful you don't break nothing. This gets unplugged. There's a tab under here that you got to unlock first. And then you push the little tab in. That unplugs. That's for the mass airflow sensor. Move that out of the way. Take the air cleaner off. You got a 10 millimeter right there. This pulls off and then sticks out, and the whole thing comes off. You're gonna undo the top part of it first, and then once you get that off, you take that 10 millimeter bolt off. The whole bottom housing slides out. It's got two plugs that fit inside here. You're gonna basically lift it and slide it back out of there. All right, so let me get to that first. The belt tensioner is in the back. I'll show you how to get that off real quick after. So let me get this off first, and then I'll show you what the next step is. All right? All right. Get this little plug off. If you turn this whole thing like that, you can take the whole thing out. So it'll come out in two pieces. Okay? And this basically comes off like that. Okay. Stick this back on so you don't get nothing in there, just in case. Okay, so you got that wire off. Move that out of the way. Like I said, you can use a screwdriver for this. That's loose. That one you don't have to get off. This, we're just going to move out of the way. Interfere. There's a little tab back there. Same thing. That's going to move out of the way. This comes up. 1, 2. Come off. That comes off that way. Alright. And let me go get a 10 millimeter for that. This is just air filter. That's pretty clean. Now let me go get a 10 millimeter. So on the driver's side, the bottom of the radiator is the drain. Just turn it. You'll see it looks like a big wing nut type of thing. Just turn that about a half a turn or a quarter turn out. Basically, it just turns one way. And you can drain the rest of the water out. So this comes out like this, right? There's these two, they just slide back. There's two holes in there. When you put them back on, maybe you could just put a little bit of like a dielectric grease or something on there real quick, and it'll pop right back in place. Okay, so now we basically have the pump exposed, and you can see everything's all wet under here. So what I'm actually gonna do is this thing was pouring out, so I think the pump, I'm gonna loosen the belt up real quick and then just see how much play this pump has in it, if any, and make sure that the idler pulley's good for the belt, because if not, then you're gonna be changing that too. So I'm just gonna get this thing out of my way. You really don't have to, but okay. everything's so freaking tight in here. All right, let me get the tool, the extension tool, to take the idler pulley, the tensioner back, and loosen the belt up. All right, so take the belt off. There's 5 bolts holding this pump on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can use a long socket, a deep socket for these 2. And then you need a short socket for the bottom 2. This one you could still do with either one. All right, and you got to make sure that you get this gasket off. Okay, because the gasket like half stays on here and half stays on the pump when you take the pump off. That's what the pump looks like. Okay. Oh, this thing was just pouring down onto there. And we also found out, if you look in there, I don't know if you could see it, there's no fan left. The fan actually broke off. The fan literally disintegrated. See if you can see it. Once I take it apart, I'll show you. So we're going to be doing a radiator and fan on this one too. All right, so stay tuned for that one. But basically, this water pump, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's got to go back on in the same spot, same direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish cleaning up all this crap here with this gasket. Right, that pulley's good. That pulley's good. That pulley's good. Belt is still good, so we're all good with that. So you got these 4 bolts to take off the pulley, and then 5 bolts to take the water pump off. All right. All right, one more thing. So I just cracked this nut loose here, this bolt. Take this pulley off. Just make sure you see how it comes off. It's got like spacers and whatnot. Keep it all together. Okay. Make sure you keep all that stuff together. Just set it aside. Okay. You need to get that gasket really clean, and with that pulley in the way, it's hard to get to. Okay, so that gasket, and don't be fooled thinking you got it clean. Check it again and again. Because see that? That looked clean from up top. And when you look at it like this, there's still a piece of gasket right there. Now make sure that's all clean all the way around. Use a razor blade. And then use the flat edge of the razor blade to make sure it's nice and clean. Alright? Because it will leak. Alright, so I'm going to go back in and clean that. I wanted to just show you getting that bolt off and getting that out of the way. So I'm going to finish cleaning that, and then I'm going to put the pump back on. Here's the layout of the belt. 08 Equinox 3.4. Alternator, tensioner, idler pulley, idler pulley, idler pulley, water pump, air conditioner compressor, and a crank. Alright? Alright, so you replace the water pump. Make sure the gasket's off of there. Okay? Put the pump on. The pump only goes on in one way. The gasket only goes on one way. Line them up, put a little glue on it, glue that on so it don't move. Put the water pump in, put your pulley on, get your belt back on, put this bolt back on, tighten all that back up, put your air cleaner back on, put all that back together, and you're pretty much done. The next video, I'll show you how to get a radiator and a fan. So that'll be a separate thing if you want to learn how to do that one, you want to see that one done. Okay? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope that helped you out.